Yo, what up? What up? What's going on? Amazing people. Y'all hit the like button on the way in. Ramsey J, what up, man? Coy, what it do? CW, Dave Kennedy, what's up, man? Slick back. Tap in, what's the word, bro? We like guns and ammo. Johnny Montana, what's going on, man? It's been a minute for sure. Good to see you in here, man. What's up with y'all? Old Otis, what's happening, man? Mamba, what's the word? Roderick. 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 Kid Moses. What up, man? Cuzzo, what it do, man? Jason Ewing, my boy. Chief Red. What's happening, man? Zach. What up, bro? Norwood in this joint. Rob Turner. Ramsey J, don't you start tonight, man. I'm not messing with you or Kareem if Kareem coming here. Somebody find Kareem for me. How about that? Black Poindexter, what's up, brother? My mentor. Tracks with the smacks. Poindexter, be on standby tonight. I'm going to need you because this is a good topic. It came from my fly family. I see he up in here too. What's up, bro? Toy Smith, what up? What's good, man? What's happening with y'all? We back with another one, man. This gonna be a good one tonight. They all be good. Let me pull my own string. They all be good, man. But this gonna get real good tonight, man. And I'm interested to hear, a lot of people's thoughts on this. So shout out to my boy Billy, man, my fly family. He hit me up and said this would be a great topic. And I've heard people talk about it or seen it come up in the chats from time to time, so I thought we could get busy with it. M. Watson, what it do? Tony Smith. What's the word? What's going on with y'all, man? Everybody good? We getting the week over, man. It's Thursday. We gonna get it cracking. We get started when we get to our 50 spot. Common Sense Media Group, R. Scott, Ronnie Thompson. I stopped by to hit the like button, but I gotta go. Deuces, brother. I appreciate the like, though, man. Y'all hit the like button for me. Be love. 223 DMR, what up? Sharonda, what's good? Sharonda, I need to chop it up with you. I need to talk to you. AK Lover, you here? My boy. Man, we're gonna get it cracking tonight, man. I'm excited. I'm excited to talk about this. YouTube sends out notifications slower now. I noticed that. So I have to wait a little while, till we can reach the 50. I have to kind of, wait it out. Big Fish, what up, homie? True Butter Flavor. True Butter, what's good? You doing good? You good? You get your box? True Butter cussed me all the way out. Yelled at me and everything. So look, while we wait to get everybody up in here, I got so we skipped Donation Friday last week. So this week I got a dope giveaway, man. Super dope, actually. So I'm gonna run across y'all early. Super dope. All right. Maybe two of them that's super dope, but this one of them super dope for real. Oh man, you got your bow, Black Poindexter? But check it out. Oh, I ain't gonna even say nothing. Big Fish got something too for a giveaway on the channel, y'all. but I ain't gonna let it out. I ain't gonna let the cat out the bag yet. But what I got for tomorrow, for one giveaway, and I'm telling y'all, this finna be crazy because I'm this finna be crazy. Well, I ain't gonna hype it up that much, but it's super dope. So the EOTech went crazy. You know, shout out Mamba. He plugged me with the EOTech, and we got it out to you guys. That was dope. Tech Money, what up, man? And but I got an optic that we're gonna give away tomorrow night that I think everybody gonna be interested in, especially for the donation price. And while you guys are in here early, shout out to the notification gang. Delray Dan, what up, bro? Says you guys in here early, you guys get a chance to get in early, right? So you can get in whenever, you can start whenever you want, because I am gonna post it soon because I know the spots are gonna go fast on this. So we're gonna do this, man. Woo! Woo! Who familiar with this? Come on now. All my gun snobs speak up. QB, what up, nephew? All right, big fish, I got you, bro. 48 Wink, what it do, man? He said, I hope it's not an ACOG. Definitely not an ACOG. Frank C, what up? Yeah. See, I like that. I know, man. I hope you like that, man. Need I say more? I mean, this, hold on, though. This is what's crazy. Watch this. I'm going to make it so sweet, too. We almost at 50, so I got to do this fast. The first person to guess what the donation amount going to be for this is about, so for those that don't know, this is the Vortex, Huey, the UH1, Gen 2, super dope red dot, very comparable to a EOTech. It's here. I'll show you guys what it looked like real quick. Big Fish know what it is. This is what it looks like, guys. I know you're not gonna be able to see probably not gonna be able to see the reticle. Let me see if I can turn it on. You might. Let me see. Turn it that way. There you go. I almost seen it. Hold on, y'all. There you go. You kind of see it. But anyway. Dang, y'all start guessing fast as hell. So what I was finna say, the first person to guess the buy-in spot price get a spot for free. Without even having to donate. Let me see who the first person to get it. Oh, no, we ain't going that high. Was it? Yeah, a lot of y'all got it. R. Scott used the first one to get it, man. So you got a free spot. $20 is going to be the buy-in for this. It's almost unthinkable. So, but we'll talk about that tomorrow. This is what's happening. I'll be posting it up. So you better get your spots because they're going to go. So I'll be able to keep up with the spots as they come in. But, man, we over 50. Whoever I didn't speak to, what's up to you, man? Devon Stanley, what up? What's good with everybody? Frank C, what it do? So check it out, man. Tonight's topic is at what age should we, introduce the kids to firearms? What's acceptable? And I guess that's subjective, right? you know, I would think that'd be, completely subjective. Hookah, what up? So that would be that's a question that's subjective. It could be controversial, it can be all of that and then some. So I want to talk about it though. Billy, you're welcome to come in, my brother, because you brought this topic to me. So I imagine you may have quite a bit to say on the topic. My man.
What's going on?
What up, champ?
What up? Not much, man. QB, Zach. What up, y'all?
How you feeling tonight, my brother?
I'm all right.
I hear you, man. So tonight we're gonna chop it up about, what's the age, or what age should we introduce kids to firearms?
Okay.
$2, what up?
$2, slick back.
So, and I know things have changed. We in 2022 right now, or 2021. I'm a year ahead, but things have changed because for me, I've told this story before for people that's been following me for a long time. I got all boys. I'm in a city that's bananas when it, involving guns.
48 Wink, what up?
Raising my shorties, my sons, I would not allow them to play with guns, not even toys. Now, this is something I did. They have age now, and they all very familiar. But at that time, I don't know, man. It was I was losing so many of my friends to gun violence. So many people in the street, man. Just being in it, I was sick. I was sick of it, and that was my fear, not understanding that there was a safe side to it, right? Mm-hmm. Siege, what's up? So by me not really comprehending that and not having anybody to teach me that side of it, I never introduced them. Now looking back, do I regret that? I won't say I regret it. Well, yeah, I will. I wish I would have introduced them to firearms earlier. I wish I had known more about firearm safety and how to legally own guns and, CCWs and the whole 9 yards. Mm-hmm. So that was on me. But I don't know what a proper age is. I saw somebody say ain't no age limit or whatever. But what do you guys think? Do you think that there's a level? Let's just assume that these kids are, average intelligence. Most of these kids are smart nowadays. Most of them. So let's just say that all of them are capable. What is a solid age? What's too young? Is there an age that's too young? You take a 7-year-old and introduce them to firearms, and if so, how? Mm-hmm. Is there a particular gun type? Brass Hoarder, what's up, bro? I can't even say your name. Kaluv. What that is?
Kaluv. I don't know. Roderick, what up? Yeah, 5.
My black is beautiful. What's up? All right, my man Billy coming in. Hold on. What up, bro?
What's up?
Yo, what's cracking? Hoga, what up?
Shout out to this, man. So,
Devon, what up?
Full disclosure. He gave me a call and said, hey, man, I got a topic for you. Okay. I think we should address it. Mm-hmm. I must say we've talked about this a little bit in the chats. Mm-hmm. So I thought it would be extremely interesting as well. So, brother, this was a topic that touched close to you. So what are your thoughts?
Well, definitely. Well, I think that the situation and the environment is major key to the opportunity for the age limit to come into play. Oftentimes in more rural areas, first of all, it's normalized in the house, at least a hunting rifle and usually a revolver of some sort. And kids at the age of 4. Some people say even, if they can walk and talk, but kids at the age of 4 or so, where you can be actually taught and have response, back and forth in a lesson. Kids were with 22s hunting squirrels and shooting bottles off of fences and all that. Inner city, it's not going to happen. The accessibility of firearms and the commonness of it being in a home is just not there for everybody. So this, I grew up in New York, and BB guns, you could, every now and again somebody would have one, but we didn't have access to any, firearms, and it wasn't common to even have a rifle in the house or a shotgun. So,
OJ Miles, what up? Well, let me say this. I know that we would think, we know that a lot of times in the urban communities, in the hood, in the inner city, it's not as common as it would be, say, in the South, right?
Not at all. Yep.
So I say this: me growing up, I remember when I used to go South Georgia, down near you.
Mm-hmm.
I used to go to my grandmother's in South Georgia. Shit, man, I saw shotguns all over the place.
Yeah.
We used to, as a kid, thinking about it, we used to go out, hunt, shoot in the woods. There was nothing. It just wasn't uncommon to go shoot in the woods. Like bolt actions. I could remember that back then. I could remember even BB guns, the pump BB guns.
Yeah. Yeah.
To shoot squirrels. I mean, that would still be an introduction to a gun of some sort, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I would say in the South, it's actually way more common, obviously, than the North, right? Does that make sense?
Yep.
Or do you guys think it's more racially segregated, where maybe young kids in the white community are introduced to firearms? It's more normalized.
Mm-hmm.
It's more normalized. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not a racial separation in a sense. I think it's just what's normalized within that race that comes to light. And I think that the actual teaching, the proper handling, the marksmanship and all that is taken to a certain degree of, importance, more so in the white race than the black race. My father bought me and my brother BB guns at maybe 7 years old, 9 years old, somewhere around there. And I don't remember him standing there. He was just like, all right, well, take these to the yard and just, that's that. We didn't know what to shoot, how it would pop back on you, nothing like that. And that is just something that I think is the difference in teaching within certain communities, because they might not have learned how to properly handle, they just, hey, go have fun. That, that was the way.
Yeah. And like I say, I can think about it being in the South. All my cousins from down south, they all very familiar with firearms, more so than me. When I moved away and came up north, it wasn't the same anymore, right? Like if we were young and we were introduced to guns here in the inner city, it was usually on, in the streets. Like it was something different. Survival.
Yeah.
It was a different type of thing. There was no hunting. There's no shooting for sport. But to the topic, what's too young? I mean, I watch videos on YouTube where I see little kids, 10 years old, 8 years old, that can shoot.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're well trained right now. They can, operate a firearm fully. Semi-autos. I even seen little kids shooting 12 gauge pump with no problem.
Yeah.
So
I watched these 3 young ladies shoot full auto survival sisters, which I think they're in the Atlanta area also, and they're full autos standing up, not on any stand or tripod or nothing like that.
Yeah.
5.6, like real guns, real guns, and they're 11, 12 years old. Mm-hmm. I think times are changing though. With our exposure, I think that within the last 5 or 6 years might have been kind of a new birth of responsibility in Black gun ownership.
Yeah, what C says, sometimes focus is different. Expensive clothes and sneakers or games versus money on a rifle. I don't know how much I agree with that, because I think that may happen in isolated situations, but I don't think the rifle or the firearm is always the option. If that depending on what we're talking about. If we're talking about in the inner city, like I grew up, you growing up in the hood, the thought process of legally buying a firearm never really I could buy my firearm from my boy on, 3rd Avenue if I was, really going to look for one. Because that's just all I knew. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was a full grown man before I ever went into a gun store ever.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for the super chat, man. In my opinion, it should be early as possible, early single digits to remove the curiosity and mysticism. To avoid accidents, the first time they see a gun shouldn't be a discovery, but an introduction, in my opinion.
Right.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Help me understand why race makes a difference in this instance. I would say it depends more on your location and proficiency if you should try to teach someone else. Well, I don't Defense Dad. Shout out Defense Dad. Good guy. Always been in my chats, man. I don't think that race, that we were saying it as race being the difference. I think it's
culture.
Yeah, it's just culture. I think it's just more common, bro. Like it really is. If it really is. I don't know no other way to put it. It's not a racial thing. It's just the reality, right? It's like it just is. In our upbringings, in our households, especially in the cities. Because if you take somebody like Coy, Hot Tub Tony, these guys who in the South, raised in the South, been there, their introduction is way different than what mine was. And I'm not saying that's true for everybody. I'm just saying, that was true for me. I knew that.
Here we go.
Yeah, who could go ahead, get him.
House of Siege.
I'm so sick and tired. People get so uncomfortable when race is brought up. I really am.
I don't think, Defense Dad. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put this out here because I really don't want it to get
no
out of hand and into that. That's not what it was.
People are so discomfort, but it's not maybe the major role, but it does play.
But the reality. It's a reality.
It may not be the singular thing, but it's part of it, right? You have race, location, culture, all these things play a role. I've been in the game for a very long time, and you know where I started? I didn't start. My dad had 3 guns, but you know where I learned?
Hey, sister, what up?
With my white friends.
Big Zoe, what up?
My white friends took me. Dad took me out shooting because my black mother was not down. She didn't like firearms, even though my dad had them. She didn't like them. She didn't want me around them, nothing like that. So the only time I got any kind of exposure was to BB guns and shooting the very first time shooting a 12 gauge. I was 9. Right?
Yeah.
And I shot that pump action 22 as well. And then a healthy dose of my introduction to firearms, military. Right? It does play a role. It does.
It does. Matter of fact, I'll go as far as to say this, and this is a fact. When you come to black neighborhoods, there's never gun stores. They simply don't exist.
Mm-hmm.
This has nothing to do with you, Defense Dad. This is just systematically the way it is.
This has been
it's just the way it is. Like if there's none anywhere.
You can look at the Walmart.
But where I live at now, I go 10 minutes up the road, there's gun stores everywhere.
You can look at Walmart. Give you a prime example up here. We have a Walmart. I got 2 Walmarts within about 10 miles of each other. One's in a white neighborhood. The other's in a predominantly black neighborhood. 10 miles. One Walmart, you can have access to hunting rifles. Used to have ARs before they took all that stuff out, and ammo, right? The other Walmart, you were lucky to get a BB gun.
Yeah.
Guess which one was which, right? So it's systemic. It's the lack of access, and then you can even look at the gun laws, right? The gun laws that are the strictest are in areas where the demographic are heavily populated by people of color. It's not to say it's the only thing, but it plays a major role.
And I don't want to get away from what we talking about tonight, like what's too young. Hold on, I got Defense Dad here. Yo, what up, brother?
Hey, man. So, sorry I don't have the camera on. I'm getting ready for a different show. I wasn't getting defense. I was wanting to know because we're talking about tonight. The topic is kids and how young to introduce them. To me, it's like I'm teaching my daughter how to shoot. I have been for a couple of years. To me, as far as this topic goes, has more to do with you're the only one that knows your kid. Some kids are going to be fine being introduced to it at 5. My daughter, personally, I waited till she was 10, just because she wasn't ready. So I was more curious on that part of it. Wasn't trying to be defensive or anything like that. I live in Midwest Nebraska. I'm a fat white dude with a beard, and I was curious where that part came in.
No, that's fair, man. I see what you're saying.
I get what you're saying.
It was in the context of
no snapping at you. It's just that you hear so many times that you kind of it gets blurry on who is seriously just genuinely curious to who's just outright defensive. Right?
Well, and I get that. So on the other end of it, I'm a fat white dude with a beard who likes guns. So automatically, people think I'm racist or have to be racist or bigoted or homophobic, all that kind of stuff. This is the 2A community, man. It doesn't have to be that way.
Yeah,
it does. Systemic, from like I said, from an individual standpoint, from the ground where we are, ground zero, it's not right. But from a bigger global systemic. Because it's systemic. It's not just a, fat white dude with a beard and a fat black dude with a beard having a beer and going shooting. This is systemic. It's decades, centuries worth of stuff that's got to be cleaned up, and it's not going to be cleaned up anytime soon. But that's why I jump, because a lot of people, I hear it all the time. But you're not one of those people, obviously. You came on, but there are a lot of people who will ask.
I appreciate you coming on, man.
And
no problem.
But it's like that, and it also does play a small part in why white kids and black kids learn at different ages. Because like my mother doesn't like guns, ain't never shot one, ain't never been shot by one, ain't never been shot at, ain't never seen nobody get shot. It's just the simple fact. It's almost like that inherited fear that you see. Well, you'll see more in a black community than you will see in a white. Now, don't get me wrong, there are a lot of white folks that don't like guns either, but you'll more likely see it in a black neighborhood or a black community than a white community, especially up north.
Yeah.
Down south is a little different because it's the hunting, it's the and then also back in the day, right? Because it was available. I mean, there was a time where we could get this stuff in the mail. You go to J.C. Penney and order you a daggone rifle out the catalog.
Out of the catalog, yeah.
Oh yeah.
You got to go through hell and high water in some cases to even get permission to buy a gun. Not even to buy a gun, but to get the permission to buy a gun.
So I see, and I agree. I agree with both of you guys. So Defense Dad, while I got you on here, let me ask you a question.
Sure.
You say you're training your daughter now. How old is she?
She's 12 now. I introduced her to firearms when she was 10.
Okay. How old were you when you were introduced to firearms?
About 8.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. See. Yeah. So that's kind of the point. That's how it got into that context. Like,
and
it's sort of like, I guess in our household, it's not always, brought to us that young, or our parents able to train us. Now things are changing now because we're becoming more educated. The community's building. The 2A community is getting stronger. And you're right, man. The 2A community consists of everybody. So,
you know what? I'll tell you this. So I was introduced to firearms by my grandfather. He was a World War II vet. So, but we didn't have guns in the house growing up. I grew up with a single mom, no dad around. We didn't own firearms. I didn't own a firearm until I was over 40.
Mm-hmm. Let me ask you a question, Defensive Dad.
Sure.
when you were introduced, were you introduced in a safe manner, in a teaching manner?
Yeah.
Hey, go shoot the gun.
So yeah, my grandfather was, like I said, he was a World War II vet. He took us out to a family member's farm, taught us how to shoot. And here's my age. Like personally, I think with a kid, you should introduce him with the 22. There's all sorts of parameters out there that can affect the child's reaction. Like my daughter, like there's kids that are noise sensitive. There's kids that are recoil sensitive. If you can start them out with a 22, preferably a rifle, or I started my daughter with a handgun because that's what I had. That initial recoil is not going to scare them. My daughter happens to be very recoil or noise sensitive. Like even at the 4th of July, she wears ear probe because the loud percussion is painful to her ears. Mm-hmm. So that's where you got to know your kid, know their limitations. But you also, there's a lot of new gun owners out there, right? And if you're a brand new gun owner and you don't know how to handle it safely, you probably shouldn't be the one teaching your kids too. So you need to make sure you're proficient with it before you put that in your kid's hands. So there's a lot of things that can skew how old the kid could be. You might need a couple years yourself of training before you should even think of teaching another person.
Oh, that's 100%.
Yeah. I agree, man. I agree. What's going on, man? Junior, what's up, buddy? Good to see you.
Anyway, I just wanted to hop in real quick just to say I have a show I'm usually on Thursday night, so I got to get going for that. But I just wanted to explain why I asked the question the way I did.
I appreciate you.
Good to see you in here, man. My bad, man.
No, you're fine. You're fine, man.
Right. I mean, why do you want to bring the fat into it, though? You're a white guy with a beard. Why you had to bring the fat white guy?
Hold on. Leave my fat buddy alone, man. I'm fat, too.
Because that's the stereotype, right? It's a fat redneck with the beard wearing camo with the guns and everyone, that's the stereotype on our end of it.
True that.
That's true.
It's all love, man. Thank you.
All right, guys. Later.
All right, bro.
O double G, double OG, triple OG.
Triple double OG.
Wake up.
What up?
What it do?
All right.
Big Dre sleep.
Hey, brother.
Jay the Shooter was good, brother.
Yeah, family.
What's happening, man?
Hey, what's up?
Big
How's
fish.
everybody doing tonight?
Hey, Junior. What you got going on, pal? Junior the Black Cowboy. I need you to come in, chop it up with me. So Black Point Dexter, my mentor, what's up?
Yes, sir. How you doing, brother?
How are you tonight, man?
I'm doing well. Busy a couple of weeks, so just trying to wind down. So doing good.
Good to see you, my brother. Good to see you, man.
Good to
so
see
on
you.
topic.
Yes, sir.
Teaching these kids or introducing these kids to firearms. Do you think there's a such thing as too young? Assuming the kid is physically capable of handling the firearm?
The brothers, I say brother, but he's a brother, said before, it depends on the kid. You have to look at the kid's temperament, just like in martial arts, when we teach them, you have to look at the kid, what they're capable of, what their sensitivities are, and act accordingly. I got introduced. You have to, I guess, define what introduction is. My dad had firearms, former military. He had firearms in the home from the time I can remember. He always taught us, these are not toys. You don't play with them. You don't touch them. This, that, and the other. But as soon as he wasn't in the house, guess what I did? I went out and I touched the firearms. So I wasn't didn't obey his commands, but I tried to be safe with them. I did a lot of things I shouldn't have done with them. I think I told a couple stories about that. So when I started raising my kids, my oldest daughter, she's very, very sensitive. She has her black belt in martial arts, but hates it. She's always been very, anything physically violent or stuff like that. She didn't like guns at all. So when I was raising her as a single dad, I didn't have any firearms in the house. I made sure I put those away, and there were no firearms in the house when she was growing up. My youngest daughter, who's 20, my oldest daughter's 30, the other one's 21. She's like Cleo on Set It Off. She's like, give me all the guns. She's like,
E-Money 202, what up?
So she's very, very
E-Money.
Who's 16. He just picked up his first and went to the range for the first time last week. He's always been around them. And in my household, there's no toy guns. I tell them, hey, even if it's a toy, you treat it as if it's a real gun. So they know the 4 rules of firearm safety since they've been a kid. So they've known all that. Me, I grew up around them, like I said, qualified with the M14 as expert and the 45. by the time I was 14 years old. So I was in ROTC. I'm older, so it's changed a lot. We had a rifle range on campus where we would go and shoot. I was on the rifle team, so we'd go shoot. Our fifth period was going to the rifle range and shooting. So it's a little bit different now. So, but I think it depends on the child.
Where was that at?
Los Angeles, California. Fairfax High, right in the middle of LA, Hollywood, everything else right there. It was, and all other campuses had the same thing.
Yeah, a lot of places had it.
So that was the thing. And like somebody said before, I worked at Big Five Sporting Goods when I was 18 years old. Started off in Inglewood, then we moved to Beverly Hills, and I sold I was selling shotguns and handling weapons and stuff like that. So firearms were always kind of like, accessible, and you learned about them. We had BB guns as well, and so it was always a thing in our household. But it was always safety was pushed and stuff like that. So it depends on the child.
June, what up, brother? My boy.
So your son's introduction was recent.
A week and a half ago.
A week and a half.
He was around him. He'd see me, said, "Dad, why do you have this gun? What is it?" Then he started like asking questions. He would come in and I'd be cleaning them. And then anytime he said, "Can I hold it?" I'm like, "Oh, well, the 4 rules of firearms." Before he even picked it up, he had to memorize those 4 rules. Even in the house, in the room that we're in right now, this is my gun room. So, and then he handled them and told him how to make sure it was unloaded, and how do you load it with I have the dummy rounds, blank rounds, not dummy blanks, but dummy rounds. And so,
do you think he would have been able to absorb it the way that he's doing now at 10 years old, 9 years old, 8 years old?
He would have. He's very quick. He's kind of like I was when I was his age. So I think he would have. My oldest daughter,
what up?
She wouldn't have, but he would have. I think he would have been safe. It was just him getting used to them and not being afraid of them and understanding what the purpose is and this and that and the other. So, and plus they play the games. He knows all the weapons. He would tell me what the weapons are in the game. They're playing those video games.
Stuff I know.
Well, that's this. So that's
right.
So they already know.
Kingdom Defense, what up?
What's your thoughts? Kingdom Defense, what it do? What's your thoughts on introducing the kids to the firearms? Is their age too young? I
feel like my grandkids right now, you got one that's 7, you got one that's 2, you got one that's 5.
6'5", what up?
You know what I'm saying? So the 7-year-old, she's getting it to that point where I feel comfortable, to where I want to start introducing her, but definitely not the other 2 yet. You know what I'm
definitely
saying?
Not the 2-year-old, Dre. I would say that would be.
He already got an AR. It's right behind me in the cabinet. You know what I mean? He can't hold it yet.
6.5P. What up?
Yeah, but it's like, I got our range. I feel like our limit is 10 years old. You have to be at least 10 years old with your parent or guardian to come in the range. Right? And I feel like that's a perfect age to start introducing them to the firearm, because they've settled down a little bit. And so they retain the information more than when they're little kids, 4 or 5 years old. They're not really going to retain. They're whatever. Yeah, keep your finger off the trigger. I gotta go play. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So at 10, they're a little bit more. They're starting to calm down a little bit. So I think that's a perfect age to start introducing them.
They'll be able to start making it habit to take that lesson, and some things just stick with you. Simple, small things or serious things that we, deem serious. And I think 10, I like every kid is going to be different, but 10 years old is like the pristine time, because they're going to absorb, hopefully, if you, instill it in them enough, but it is the time of life when they're exposed to other households, if that makes sense. Sleepover happens, all that stuff, and other kids, you don't know what lessons they're being taught. And in a lot of states, there's gun closets. So it's definitely a perfect time.
So let me segue into another part of this. I think we all pretty much agree that we probably should start introducing the kids to firearms at the age that we feel they're mature enough to absorb the information, right?
Right.
So that being the case, if we got a parent here right now that may have a young kid that they're on the fence, like, man, should I tell them? Should I start teaching them? I agree with the fence that you need to be trained to some degree before you can introduce anybody, right? That
Absolutely.
should be common sense, but sometimes it ain't, man.
Right.
But do we start just like slowly leaking out the information to them, like verbally, before we go
Or
get a
just
gun
sit
and be
down,
like, hey,
right?
this is that. You know, you just start saying, hey, you know, just teaching them the rules of the firearms. Teaching them that every firearm is dangerous, you know, even if it's empty, don't point it at nobody. Those things, you know.
Finger off the trigger.
You know, that's what I did. The first four rules were drilled in his head before he ever picked it up. I'm like,
Yeah, but my thing is,
what those four rules are.
RG, what he's saying kind of makes sense. If you mention those rules as they're growing up,
Yeah.
and they just keep hearing it, you know, just throughout life, even if you're not drilling it into his head, they're still gonna pick it up and remember it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, and then
I'm gonna
handling
fight
of it.
with my grandkids, like my granddaughters, when they see guns, like if they come in the room and they see me with a gun in my hand, they're like, oh, okay, yeah, he got the gun.
Yeah.
So they kind of like stay back, they chill, you know. So they're like, all right, cool, I'm gonna go over here then. You know what I'm saying? They don't mess with them. If they walk in the room and see the gun, I could set an AR right here on the floor right now, and they'll walk through the door and see it. They'll turn around and walk away. They won't come nowhere near it.
Yeah, that's how I look at my father.
Good dude, he's straight OG. He like, shit, let me get that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I have to watch him, you know what I'm saying? But I keep my doors shut and stuff like that. But, you know, he don't mess with him. He'll ask, you know, can I touch it? And I'm like, no, not yet. I won't let him touch him yet.
That's interesting. Siege said, depends on the kid. I took my girls. No, that's Walter. What I'm saying. Took my girls to camp 2020. They were 14 and 11. I'll be honest, if there was no pandemic shutdown, I probably would have never taken them to the range. That's interesting.
You know what's more interesting about that?
And that's the scary part.
At this point, back to what Defensive Dad said, a lot of pandemic buying bought guns into homes where they never were.
Yep.
Which now brings you to a parent that might not be fully trained. Not necessarily they can't shoot, but fully trained on how to keep and maintain a safe household, a gun in a safe household, which now the give and the take is that you're bringing a gun into a home where the kids are curious and they're looking for nudie books, they're looking for candy, whatever they, you know, and
nudie books.
So now you have an
I never did that.
And you have, you know, a child that's curious, and it's such a dangerous time. So it's like when you do have that firearm in the house, are you forced now to expose them to it and instill it in them, or do you keep hiding it and, you know, hope for the best? And you don't want them to find out, you know, at some, you know, Miss Janice down the road did the same thing. She bought a gun, but she don't hide it as good as you. And your son or daughter just went over there to hang out and play skateboards or something. And the kid comes out and says, "Hey, look, my mom just got this." So it's such a damn dangerous time because this last 2 years is way different than anything in the past.
Yeah. Let's hold on. Hold your thoughts. I need everybody to take a second to hit the like button. If you have not hit the like button yet, I'm gonna give you a chance to do it because I'm sure you forgot. It's Thursday. It's been a long week. I know it's tough to remember that when you come in live stuff, man. So I'm sure Hookah didn't hit it. Hookah hit the like button, would you?
Sure did hit the like button, sir. Ring that doorbell, as the Wild Wild Wednesday crew would say. Ring the doorbell.
Somebody hit the thumbs down on this topic.
Yep.
Oh wow. Well, I'm sure.
Did Zach catch him? Zach, you got him?
You're gonna,
hey,
because you know, man.
Somebody hit the thumbs down on this topic.
Not Hustler, man. Wow, not Hustler.
Nudie books are online, unfortunately.
Said, yeah, are they? A lot worse than nudie books online. Jeez.
So one thing I've been seeing here lately with all these new gun owners that have kids, they're coming, you know, we offer those free classes at the store where you can come in and get free safety classes and whatnot. So they've been extremely good about bringing their children with them.
Right.
and letting the kids sit through the class with them.
And that's a good
Well,
thing.
that's the thing. Dre, what is the common age that you're seeing these kids? Are you seeing like toddlers come in 4 or 5 years old?
Yeah, sometimes people have like little kids like that. That you'll see them 4 or 5. The average is probably anywhere from 8 to 15.
Right.
I've seen some teenagers like 17, 18. You know, I mean, you see them of all ages, but they're bringing them in for that safety class. There's no guns in that class. They use training guns, so at least they're getting that information.
Mhm.
Now, when they come in, do you see them coming in more than once? Because I know for me, every time I buy a firearm, I want to know the manual of arms. I want to know how to take it apart, this, that, and the other. And that can be kind of overwhelming for a new gun owner. Do you see people coming in asking like specifics on maybe like shotguns, or how do I do this with an AR versus a pistol? Do you see that?
Yeah, I mean, we have specific classes for all of those different things. We have a class for the basic safety of firearms. We have a class for the basic safety and how to clean and handle your firearm, your handgun. We got one for ARs. We got one for cleaning ARs. We got all that stuff, man.
You know, that's something I never hear. Somebody that goes in the store to purchase a gun, like a brand new gun owner, because you think about it, like when we talk about pandemic buying, people going in the store, and this will be somebody that's never had a firearm in their life, but just from all the hoopla and everything going on, they just feel that need to buy one right now. They don't know what they buying. They listening to what the salesman telling them. He wanted them to buy the most expensive thing because that helps him in a lot of cases. So, and some people don't educate these people. Some guys do. Some people tell them, "Hey, this is all you need, for home defense," or ask those important questions like, "What are you using this for?" Maybe you should go down to the range and get some training before you purchase this firearm because you're not gonna know what to do.
Well, I mean, that's why our store won best gun store in our county 2 years in a row. We won it for 2020 and 2021, and or 2019 and 2020, excuse me. And we'll probably get it again for 2021, to be honest. But it's just because when you come in our store, we don't just say, "Hey, here's $1,000 gun. This is what you need to start with." You know what I mean? We like, well, what kind of budget you working with? All right, well, let's look at this right here. How does this feel in your hand? Is this comfortable to you? We want to make sure that gun's a good fit for you before you purchase that gun. Because if the gun's not a good fit, if it's not comfortable in your hand, you don't like holding it, you don't like the way the controls are set up on it, you're not going to train with it, you're not going to get proficient with it, and you're not going to be able to use it.
And subsequently, you can't teach your children how to do that either.
Exactly. So we try to make sure that the gun is a fit for the person buying the gun, and it matches the budget that they want to spend. We don't try and upsell you to $1,000 gun if you come
John Wick with the stick.
You know what I'm saying?
John Wick.
Yeah, we just don't
Skillionaire, what up, bro?
Skillionaire.
Kareem.
We educate you.
Kareem? Where's he at?
Kareem in the
building. Wait.
Kareem, where you been, boy?
Gun guy.
We've been looking for Kareem, man. Kareem would come in all the time when you don't want him to come in. And then when you want him to come in, he didn't show up. I'll be there. Kareem, what's up, man?
What up, brother Kareem?
I'm
Ramsey J. Stupid.
So we'll get into like what, because that's a whole nother topic, and that's what Billy said. So this will lead to a lot of different topics. Like you're introducing kids to guns, at a young age, or introducing them to a firearm. What's a good firearm? I thought Defense Dad made a good point. A 22 is a great.
That's a good starter for sure.
Good starter, right? And then, how young is too young before you go past the 22 caliber? Or what's a good? You get 10 years old. Like a 10-year-old can shoot a 9mm.
Yeah.
10-year-old can shoot a 12 gauge.
My son started last week with the 22. My 22. He shot that. Then he said, I have my 10 mil CMGG. He's like, he wanted to shoot that. So he shot that. That's relatively soft shooting. Then he shot the 57, but I put 38s in there. So he shot those three on his first day and did very well, was comfortable with all of them. But he started out with that 22, kind of built his confidence, and was like, oh, man, this is fun. And then
Baltimore James, what up, bro? What's going on? Where you been, man?
Don't overwhelm him.
That was good.
James.
Carvin.
Baltimore
Definitely
James.
those mechanics. Once you get those mechanics on that 22 platform of your choice, usually a rifle is easier, but it's definitely something different to learn a handgun. And that 22 is like the dopest thing. And now, I mean, my son is shooting 40 caliber, you know.
Now I have a Taurus TX22. I love that
The
handgun
best.
a lot.
The hands down the best 22.
Very nice.
Yeah. I let the wife shoot it. You know, the people that's newer to the guns, they shoot that gun and they like it because of obviously it has no recoil. The gun itself is light. You know, you can be pretty accurate
Full
with it.
size.
And it's full size, yeah.
That's the best
So-
part of it.
I feel like
So, yeah,
22
man.
is good for like children out on, but I feel like as an adult, you need to start out on something bigger, at least a 380 or a 9. And the reason I say that is because you're not going to carry a 22 for self-defense. There are some people out there that do it, but typically you don't see people coming in the store like, hey, I want to get a 22 for my free gun. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
So-
like 22 long.
The first 5 guns she ever fired were 3 9mm and 2 ARs.
Be more James.
Well, those not full size 9mm don't have as much snap. So anytime I teach somebody to shoot a 9mm, I don't give them my compact or subcompact. I give them that full size because typically it has less snap. And
I started my daughter out on a Glock 26.
Yeah. But in kids.
Well, I mean, I understand that, but I think I guess there's two sides to that story. I get it, but if it's their first time ever touching a firearm,
you don't want them like,
you know, you can wean them in slow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
You can, but my mentality is like when I went into guns, I didn't go into guns and say, you know what, I've never touched a gun. Give me a 22. I went straight to a Glock 17. You know what I'm saying?
See, Dre say the roller coaster starts high, and everything after that is
it's easy. Yeah.
Mac, what up?
I said the very first time I squeezed a trigger was a 12 gauge bird shot. I was 9.
Yeah.
Then I shot the 22. I like the 12 gauge more. That's probably why I like big bore so much now.
Yeah, I shot the M14 before I shot a 22. So yeah.
Hell, I was a teenager before I ever even saw a 22. Everybody in my family carried 38s or 357s or 9s.
Yeah.
So
Unless you get a 22 Hornet, that's a little bit of a different animal there, though.
yeah.
That would be a nice 22 to have as defense.
You see, Delray Dan had a question about teaching 2 different generations at the same time.
Right.
Delray, if I were you, I'd take them separately because they're going to have different nervous discomforts around you as, you know, either the fiance or the girlfriend and then the girlfriend's child. And I definitely do it separately so they can be one-on-one direct. Their attention is on you and your attention is directly on that one student.
I'm gonna tell you, the biggest problem I see with a husband or a father trying to teach their kids or teach their spouses how to shoot is they won't listen to you.
Mm-hmm.
So when they come to the store, 9 times out of 10, the husband or the dad will come get one of us like, can you come show them this? Because they won't listen to me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And we'll go show them, and they'll pick it right up. But when dad or Billy, you know, says it or whatever, they're just like, yeah, whatever. You don't know what you're talking about.
And that people saying the exact same thing.
You're saying it's pretty much the same thing. But, well, I'm not going to say that, Hookah. I'm not going to say that. Because I still see cats out here, got their wives out here teacupping a 357 Magnum. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that might be a little much. I mean, but you're talking to a guy who has big bore, so I putting some big bore in the hand. But I'd ask, I would teach them. I would like not kids, but just like adults. I ain't putting no big bore in no little kids' hand. A U shotgun with bird shot sure, at like 10 years old, they can handle something like that. Because I know my skinny ass did at one time when I was skinny.
Well, see, some people bring people out and they say, "Oh, I brought them out to teach them how to shoot." But they're really bringing them out to like poke fun at them or make fun of them, laugh at them, and
Yeah,
shit.
now you want to do that?
They'll do shit like they'll bring them out. It's their first time ever shooting. Here's shooting this, and they give them a Smith & Wesson 500, some shit.
And they bust their nose wide open.
Right, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And it's like that's not cool, man.
Yeah,
No.
that's not cool.
So let me ask y'all a question. When you are involving your child, more or less young teen, preteen, how do you cover them sort of around family members possibly that don't agree with it? Because a lot of us have that, or even kids, their cousins or their school friends or whatever. Is it like, hey, do you actually tell them like, I don't think you should discuss this with your friends or your cousins or whatever? Or are you like proud and feel like, because I feel like everybody should, but I don't want to step the boundaries of anybody else who feels like their kids don't need to know that another kid is shooting a gun for real.
Listen, what's up? Hold on, y'all. Hold on. My man.
Kareem.
What's up, party people in the building?
Oh, damn, boy. Kareem, boy. We didn't know what happened, man. We didn't know what happened to you. I don't even know.
Burgundy Share has arrived.
We just good to see you.
I'm Kareem.
What's going on, brother?
I'm busy, man. Busy. You got Halloween coming up and trying to, get some food and stuff before the next apocalypse happen. Just that's it. The normal.
So get your life together. That's all.
That's it. That's absolutely it.
So what's going on, man? How you feel about tonight's topic, brother? It's been a minute.
It's a great topic, and I say all the time, not just saying it to be saying it. I'm glad that the color people on this panel are having it because it's an adult conversation that's not really had. And I'm glad to hear that y'all doing it and y'all pushing that forward. And the reason why I threw that question about how does your state affect what you tell your kids, because I grew up in the South, from Baton Rouge, New Orleans to Atlanta, all the way up to Charlotte, all the way over to Kansas City, Missouri. I stayed in the South most of my life, you know what I'm saying? And guns are normal. I was 11 or 12 years old when I got my first carry permit. Now, what that entailed was in the state of Alabama and Florida, if you had, and this is back in the 80s, late 80s, you know what I'm saying? If you got a hunting permit, you could carry a rifle. And if the sheriff knew you or the constable knew you or the marshal knew you and you had that paper, you could walk around with a rifle. One of the reasons why I'm so comfortable with people, how can you every day carry a rifle? Because I did it as a kid. So if you're in a state that's not normal, or in a state where it requires you to have some extra training, you follow what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. My question to you guys, like I said, I'm in the South. I'm in the South. So for us down here, whether it be Atlanta, Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, and don't get me started on Texas. Missouri is constitutional carry. For us, our conversation is something like, okay, the laws here say you have to have a safe. Before it goes another step, you got any firearms in the house, you got minor age children, you have to have a safe depending on where you live. What's that like for y'all?
We don't have that.
We don't have to have a safe in Texas.
We can have what we want, when we want, how we want it.
Yeah.
No questions asked.
Same in Texas. There's no rule like that. No.
Yeah, I don't even know if it's a rule that exists in Illinois. I'm not sure.
If
I don't
know if I
you can barely have a gun now.
Yeah, that's what I said. They don't
Kareem,
even
you're in Gwinnett County?
Yeah.
And that's the rule. I gotta check. I'm in Mitchell County, and I don't think.
Oh, you down south? You're near my own stopping ground. Well, you're not far from Tallahassee, because you're near Thomasville and Albany, right?
Yeah, right, directly in between Thomasville and Albany.
Okay, I'm not trying to throw nothing at you. I'm asking, how far are you from Archer State Prison?
That's where you were, Kareem?
5, like 10 minutes. 10 minutes.
Okay, so you know what Camilla is?
That's the next town above.
Okay, yeah, I know exactly. I got married and divorced in Camilla.
Damn.
Anyway. Like I
better drive around that shit.
Yeah, well, you gotta remember the closest city was Albany, or you had to go to Thomasville, or you had to go down to Tallahassee. Anything outside that, you was SOL. And in Albany, you got the public wildlife management range up that way. But then you also got they don't let you do it anymore, but back logistics, Albany, they had a kind of a firing range out there that was for qualification stuff that sometimes they don't have like a POW, range let people in, but they had days where like a family day, you come in with your privately owned firearm and go out there. But wild card, Illinois, like up there where y'all at, do they have any type of requirement for like a safe, or say for instance at the schools, do you know if they do something like basic, this is a firearm, don't be afraid, but if there's no adults around, go get them? Do you know if they do that in your state?
Hell no. Talking about in the schools?
Yeah, in the schools.
No.
Well, and it's just because I'm in Gwinnett, but like I said, going back to some of the other places I live, they actually have little seminars where they'll bring in, police officers, other people like that, and they'll talk to them about firearm safety. But what I notice is different between what they do in Gwinnett, between what they do in DeKalb. DeKalb mostly black.
What up?
You know what I'm saying? In Gwinnett, they don't try to scare the kids to death when it comes to firearms. But that's because most of their parents have some serious hardware. I remember a time in Gwinnett when most of the moms had those little pink Tauruses, or those little pink J-frame Tauruses that didn't have the hammer on them. That was a thing they did between Gwinnett County, Dooley, Bartow, all that. But then we get to DeKalb, unfortunately, and I hate to say that Southern Fulton County, part of Clayton, it seems to me, just from observation, they try to scare the shit out of the kids about the gun. They don't come to them and talk to them like a normal person. Just say, yes, the gun is dangerous, but here's how you can be safe. And then from a parent, uncle, concerns, custodial parent, whatever, I asked that question because, like, for me, I have a safe. If I go visit any of my relatives in Alabama, they have safes because for most of the counties in the state of Alabama, you have to have a safe if you have minor children. You can't just like say I got it in a little storage, little locker, or a little Pelican case. Not the sheriff for the most part, depending where you live, gonna come harass you, but that's an ordinance. And then I asked that question because, like, say for instance with Texas, like you said, you can do whatever you want to. Technically in Georgia and Alabama and most of the South, you can do what you want to. Missouri, same thing. But then you start getting to your Maryland, you start getting to your Connecticut, your Delaware, and don't get me started on California, And then you look at a place like, say, Washington State. Washington State has what's called hunting calibers, which means you can't use 5.56 2.3. You can't use 9 mil, 22 long rifle like that. You have to start out with at least 300 black, 308, or 30-06. And when you go up to
Kareem.
Missouri,
Oh, go on, man.
I'm just saying. I like to ask because here's the thing.
I miss you, Kareem, but damn, we talk about how young the kids be. You just got us going on a whole tirade.
No, it's valid because at the end of the day, like I said, in Gwinnett, what like you said, the rich people are, they don't scare the shit out of their kids when they talk to them about guns. Firearms are a tool. Firearms help protect mommy. Where when you go down to the cab and Fulton, all that, you don't want a gun because it's dangerous. You don't need a gun because it's black. And I'm just saying, to educate our kids to be safer. Do y'all believe we need to do more of this gun is to protect dad when he's out working, or this gun is to protect mom, like I hate to say like this, like the white folk do?
Hey, Kareem, can I ask you a question?
What's up?
Where the hell you be finding these rabbit holes you be jumping off in?
But the main thing is, the reason why
you'll be off on some whole other stuff.
The reason why I asked a question like that is because this is one of the few places where it's mostly black men in particular, mostly black folk, that just regular black folk that are having these conversations. There's really not a whole other places for me to come and ask these questions to other black folk and get your feedback, especially since y'all live in other places.
Now, question: do y'all see a lot of black folks in y'all's areas starting to get more firearms, especially women and younger people?
It's always been like that. It's always one. I hate to
Here,
tell,
we have an influx of especially younger black males and females coming in to get firearms.
I might have missed it, but where are you at?
I'm in Nashville.
What
Okay.
age bracket are they coming in? Is it like young 20s?
Yeah, young 20s. I mean, some of them, we getting kids that are coming in and that are like not even 21 yet. They're like 20, 19, 20. And they're
Ebony, what's up?
just AKs or ARs.
I got a good ass question for Kareem.
In the house.
What's up?
Kareem, you in Gwinnett County?
What's up?
You in Gwinnett County?
Yeah.
Why the hell you wasn't at the gun show I was just at the over the weekend there, man? Why you ain't come
Where was
across
you at? Was you at the fairgrounds or where you at?
Yeah, at the fairground.
Sometimes I miss them. That's all I can tell you.
Man, I would have noticed you, Kareem, up in there.
No, I'm just saying. Sometimes I miss
You know
the
what
show.
else? You know what else I noticed? You don't live too far from there.
Who?
You. The owl standing behind you. You don't live too far from there.
No. He's in Mitchell County. He's about.
No, I'm talking to you, man. You don't live too far from the fairground.
No, not really. I mean, I wouldn't walk it, but I don't live that far from it.
No, I know, but I'm gonna tell you something. I ain't see nothing but big dumbass houses when I was getting to that fairground, man.
And that's what I'm trying.
You got that. Kareem got that paper, y'all. I'm gonna let y'all know right now. He got it.
That's why when I get in a group of black people, especially black people that act, I hate to say like this, normal. That's why I ask the questions and I put it out there because, like I said, I'm surrounded, I hate to say like this, by a lot of affluent people, black, white, Dominican, whatever. And they're not playing around with guns. You know, they have their firearms, they're being trained. I know a lot of people that's got fully auto stuff, got a lot of NFA items, suppressors, all that stuff like that. And so when I get into a group where you're having a serious conversation about what do we talk to our children about guns? You know, what age do we start telling them a gun will help save your life? A gun is not a toy, and keep it like that. And the reason why I keep saying that is because, like I said, when you get down to the areas that's predominantly black, and I hate to say predominantly, they call impoverished or lower income or disadvantaged, they're not having that friendly conversation about firearms. They're trying to, act like you don't have a right to have a firearm, and they try to scare the shit out of them all the time. And that's why I'm asking you guys, from your standpoint, where you live at, can you tell, your kindergartner to third grader, hey, this is daddy or this is mommy's gun, don't mess with it, and basically make them like me. And I talk about myself and what I do with my nieces and nephews and some of my one-off. We make them comfortable enough around guns to know what it is and leave it alone, especially when we tell you don't mess with it. But we don't do the whole scare the hell out of them. It's gang related, and why do you need a gun and da 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 da. And that's what I'm looking at is the conflict from where I am and where like I say everybody else is.
We were never taught that it was that. My dad always taught it, and I grew up in South Central, that it was a tool. It's not a toy. It's made for a specific purpose, whether it's shooting at a range for practice or fun or competition or hunting or whatever. So I think it depends on the family and the purpose and the circumstance, how you pass that information on to your children. But I think it just depends on the person. And
all right, let me reach out and grab control again.
Get
back to it. So the topic tonight is how young is too young. So what we need to focus on, little big guys. Kareem, we missed you, man. Boy, damn, you did not let us down, Kareem.
Hard left.
I got somebody better than Kareem, though. Like Kareem, but I got somebody better than him. Let's get my boy up in here. Hey, buddy.
That's my man.
What's going on, fella?
Skillionaire, what's up?
How you doing, brother?
Skillionaire 3000. What's going on?
When we supposed to start teaching these kids, man? How young is too young? Or is there such thing?
There's not a such thing. My son, he just turned 11, and I'm just gonna teach him about gun safety. And once I get him down with gun safety, then I'm gonna take him to the range to learn how to shoot. So to me, around 11, around 10, between 10 and 12 is a good age, personally.
Did you tell him the ham story?
No, I ain't told my son the ham story.
Why not, bro? Why not? Because listen, he's young, man. You don't want that to happen. You don't want that to happen, with him.
Well, you right. Playing in the kitchen with his little sister. No, yeah, you
Yeah,
right.
we don't want that. So that's the next time I talk to you, bro. I need to know that you told him the ham story, okay?
That's dangerous.
I told the ham story today.
You
I
told the
swear
ham
to God,
story
I did.
today.
I swear to God, I told it.
Hey, bro, you
today.
got everybody go around telling the ham story, man.
The ham story is classic, man. That's the greatest story ever. The ham, and then have a friend at
A
work
friend named Ham.
named Ham. Now, come on, man, you couldn't.
And you got a friend. I wasn't in that live, bro. Can you tell where you got a friend?
Yeah,
named
man.
Ham?
Yeah, it's Ed Ham. But yeah, I do have
Ed
Ed Ham. Yeah.
I'll be damned. That's all right. But you know what? Skate is in Detroit. So Detroit, obviously, inner city. And I imagine that a lot of people, from what you see in Detroit, people not really teaching these kids, like at a young age like that, even though we should be introduced.
No, we just had an actual shooting where two guys came up to a car, and the parents was 20. The female was 20, the male was 20, and they had their 9-month-old in the car, and they shot into the car. Luckily, they did not hit the.
Wait. How old was the kid again?
The kid was 9 months. The parents was 20, 21.
9-month-old. Go ahead, though.
The parents ended up dying, and they luckily they didn't hit the child, but it was two guys that came with handguns and shot into the car. And man, that's what we face every day here in Detroit, man. It's bad, and they don't care. They don't care about life. They don't care about nothing.
My son's school got shut down today. Across the street, two guys got into a shootout. One guy got killed right across the street from the school. And
Yeah, they don't care.
So
Is that a high school? That's a high school?
At a high school. We got the alert like at about 12:30. And I asked my son how he felt. He said, my heart just dropped because he thought it was on campus shooting. But it was right across the way. So we were shut down for a couple hours. So what's happening? Same situation, just people just
shooting. Yeah, they just had a recent incident at a game where they had to shut down the game because some kids got into a shootout in the middle of a game. It's crazy up here in Detroit, man.
So in Detroit, are there gun stores in the city of Detroit?
You can get there's plenty of gun stores, but a lot of these cats are grabbing them off the street.
No, I was just asking because, like, you go in Chicago, ain't no gun stores in the city of Chicago.
Yeah, there's plenty in Detroit. They like liquor stores.
Skillionaire, now, when you're ready to start taking your son to actually, handle and do the range time and all that, are you worried about what he's going to go out in the world? Are you preparing him, or are you more nervous? Like, now he knows it's jewel.
I prepare him as far as if he's over a friend's house or if he's with a friend, if somebody has a gun, what to do and what not to do. Call me or your mother, call the police, get somebody coming towards you until me or his mother can get there to where he won't get in trouble. Or, if he see a gun, he knows exactly what to do as far as weapons are concerned.
See, that's the thing. As a parent, a lot of us have that faith. A lot of us I don't want to say the reality, but the other side of that stick is if they do know more, sometimes kids get big-headed. Oh, yeah, give me that. I know what it is. They might break it down safely and all that, but they're not at that point where they're going to stop and, call somebody or just let their friend know, hey, that's not what we do. We need an adult in here right now. You know what I'm saying? So I have that fear that if I teach him this much more, sometimes maybe we want to be big-headed and show other kids that, I know this. I grew up this way. It's no big deal to me. You know what I'm saying? And mistakes could happen, even though I did instill it in my son early on. It's all about like personality traits that might come through. You know what I'm saying? My father taught me how, I don't know, maybe put a condom on, but maybe twice I did. You know what I'm saying? So it's certain things that you think you're being or teaching a responsibility and having the faith that your son or daughter is going to fulfill that. But sometimes the reality is they just going to show their ass.
Now, I feel what you're saying, man. Now, as we talk about introducing the kids at a young age to firearms, when we talk in introduction, can we be more specific? So if we saying, are we introducing them in terms of giving them the safety measures, the 4 rules? Are we introducing them in terms of defending themselves? I mean, are we doing this in stages? Do we
I think it's
Right now, I'm doing mine in
I think it's
stage where
stages.
Unknown caller.
safety is more important to me right now, especially with him. I think my daughter is more mature, and she's 8 compared to him being 11. To when it comes to more being responsible than my son. So what I'm doing now is I'm teaching him more on the gun safety, how to take the magazine out, how to maybe rack it to make sure there ain't nothing in the chamber. So right now I'm doing the safety. I want him to know more on the safety side of it right now than actually shooting the gun.
Do you do if he rack it and see something in the chamber?
I'm doing him where the point where I tell him anytime you have a gun, it's assume that it's automatically loaded. I say you never point the gun at nobody until you check it. So I'm teaching him how to, and I got some dummy rounds, but I'm teaching him how to, before you do anything, check the gun. That's my biggest thing for him. Check the gun before you do anything with a gun anyway.
I agree with that because my son, when I first started, I think it's in stages. When he first started, it was like I would hand him a weapon. He goes, "Is it loaded?" I'm like, "I don't know. That's for you to check." See, I could tell you it's unloaded, but you don't know. So you always check. You physically, pull it, open it up, look at it, verify with your sight, and also stick your finger in there and double and triple check. So I think you have to, kind of start out with that safety.
Safety, yes.
So get them used to those 4 rules, and then go
create that habit.
Exactly. Every time you pick it up, make sure it's unloaded. Boom. So now when he comes in, he'll ask, can I pick it up first? And then he'll check it. Boom, boom, boom. Knows how to make sure, take the magazine out, rack it, look it in there, or open up the chamber. So I think you have to stress that safety first because that's most important.
You got to make sure they know the rules.
Yeah, I agree with the panel, but I'd say going back to regular gun guys' point, the phases is what's most important, I believe. And I believe that because if you start out with safety before they even pick up the firearm and they understand that part, then I guess, as you said, they get more older and can handle more, then maybe get into letting them handle it, or maybe you take them out to the range, letting them shoot a 22 or something like that to get them comfortable, and have that talk with them about what a firearm is, because I stress this so much because it hurts me to go where I am now and it's normal, it's okay, and you got 10-year-old girls that can get behind a AR-10 and do a half-inch group, but then you go down to Gwinnett, go down to DeKalb, and those kids aren't had any training, but they shooting the same way, they just shooting at each other. And I think that responsibility of whoever their parents is or whatever it is to talk to them and have a conversation like we have is important, and do it in phases. I don't think that a child should, I don't think a child should be left out like that, especially our children.
The phases are important, but I also feel like during the phases, they need to have hands-on contact with it as well.
That's a huge part that I agree with.
Included, I can get something if I put my hands on it and do it more than you just telling me or me reading it.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a question for the chat. Is there anybody out there that's got young kids, maybe their own kids, nieces, nephews, grandkids, whatever, that's at that age, that they scaring them? Boy, I'll be damned. Now I got to get you guys to just talk on the phone while you're in my boy.
Man, no, it's my wife, man. No. Come on, because I had to do that, man. I was gonna get beat up, dog. Man.
You come on, or tell her we said hi or something, bro. But listen, so my question is, if you guys got nephews, nieces, kids, or anybody that's in your family of that age that we're talking about, are you guys on the fence about teaching them about firearms? Is there anybody out there that's on the fence or have had to, kind of questioning, should I do it or maybe not?
Anybody still keeping it secret anybody feel that they're not comfortable enough with themselves to be able to teach a child?
Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, I think that's what I was trying to say. Something like that. I'm curious. Also, do we have any new gun owners in the chat? That's another good question. I feel like most of the people that be in this chat done had their guns for a while. I'm assuming everybody here. Is any of you guys pandemic gun owners?
No.
No point, Dexter, not. Skilly, you a pandemic gun owner?
No, I've been carrying for 9 years. I did mine.
Okay. Thanks for the donation, Chief Red.
I say this.
Children of fire become less fascinating to them, or the opposite. That's a good question. That's a good question. E-Money 202, you're a pandemic firearm owner, or are you still on the fence about teaching your kids? Because I did ask a couple questions. Okay, Danica said I'm a pandemic firearm owner. Okay.
So when y'all the ones who are, when you brought those to your home, was there a pre-planned notion that you're going to introduce this to everybody in the family, or was this a secret in a sense?
You know what? I actually did a video on firearms and children in the household. If you go look at my channel, but I was puzzled by how many people have firearms in their household, but their children don't know about them until they maybe get in the closet. And like you said, don't have a safe, maybe get in the closet and maybe shoot a cousin or friend, or even shoot themselves.
Mm.
I think if you do have children in the home with firearms, eventually you have to tell them so they know at least what to do and what not to do, rather than have somebody else come into the household, their cousin, being a little nosy, get up and maybe grab the gun or whatnot, and it goes off, and then you have a discharge where a child got killed.
And you demystify it. There's not like this, secret thing that, oh, look at this. You take away all that mystery around it. Oh, this is a forbidden thing that I can't touch.
Now, Danica said, I planned on all of us learning to use firearms. You said I planned on it, like past tense. Did you not do it? Did you guys not get training? Did you get proper training? Because I do think that's important.
It is.
Fundamentals. At a minimum, fundamental.
Now, I'll give y'all this because I know somebody will be able to relate to this.
Right.
Coming up, I never had any type of proper training with a firearm. As a matter of fact, I've never had formal training with a firearm.
It's about classroom type training.
Yeah, like where you're being taught by a professional or a trainer or whatever. But because I learned a lot. Like when I started going to the range and being around trained professionals, I understood that I really didn't know the proper way to hold a firearm. Mm-hmm. That was something I learned later on. How to get more accurate with my shooting and becoming more familiar with the guns, how to break them down easily. Like a lot of that stuff, man, came to me later, But I've been around firearms for years since I was a teenager, but properly, probably only a couple years. You know what I'm saying? So that says a lot. I don't think I'm the only one in that boat.
See, I'm opposite. I didn't grow up with firearms, but I never had any formal training as well as you are, Double G.
You don't know who I am. Boy, don't know my name.
Double G.
I'll be there.
His wife still got him shook.
What did your wife say to you, bro? You gonna tell us? Whatever
she was talking about my daughter's cheer thing this Saturday. She was talking about cheer. So,
okay. All right.
But no, I haven't had formal training myself. And like I said, until I went to the range and, the instructor taught me how to hold it. But I never been around guns until I started purchasing guns myself.
Mm-hmm.
My daddy didn't have him in the house. So I never grew up with him.
So when you got your first firearm, what how did you learn to properly use it?
When I went to go shoot at the range, and I was holding it and shooting, and an instructor, when there was a gun range guy that was there, he was saying I was holding it wrong. He taught me how to hold it correctly. So,
Were you holding a teacup? You was holding a teacup?
yes, yep, like that.
Armel said, I'm a pandemic owner. You know, so I might have told this story before too. During the pandemic, when it first started, I remember going to the gun store because by this time I had, you know, I was getting that I was addicted already. But I was just going on my normal trip. But then I get to the gun store, me being out of touch, the line is around the corner, bro. Like you literally cannot get in. This is how bad it was. And I remember a lady buying a gun, and then she's talking to these people about, you know, she need to get a gun. People was in there buying guns, not even knowing, I mean, not having one clue how to use it.
Nope. They didn't even know the clues on the laws themselves, on the waiting period and the paperwork to do it, let alone the gun.
Yeah.
It's the process to get the gun they didn't know about.
It's crazy.
Right? And what's even crazy about that, some of the same people, because we all know, we can look at joint. More guns were sold during the plague from 2020, from March 2020 to 2021, the beginning of 2021, than the previous 3 years combined.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Right?
And
So,
that's why this conversation is definitely necessary, because it's so much more opportunity for these kids to be introduced the wrong way or make a mistake or be taught wrong. You know, this all of us, I don't want to say all of us, at least 75% of us in this chat have children, preteen, early teen in the house.
Right.
You know,
should everybody at some point get formal training?
Absolutely.
Most definitely.
I think so.
That's why I bring the state question in, because if Georgia and Alabama don't do it yet, but Florida requires you to have training now. In order to get you concealed carry, it requires you to have training. So, but even with that, you have to be careful because not all instructors are the same.
Of course.
You know, you could be in a situation where all they do is they sit you down in a class for 4 hours, and then you go to the indoor range, they give you 20 rounds of ammunition, and that's all the training you get. You know, they might not tell you about, you know, take a character. If anybody remembers this, I won't say his name like that, but there was a guy who took an AR-15 and pulled the bolt back on it and hit the butt stock, and the bolt flew up, and he said that causes more deaths in the military.
Right.
But if you know about an AR-15, you know, or info, whatever, you know, that's not true. Even with a soft primer strike, you know, that's not going to happen. Then you get back to what's going on with these kids. Like everybody keeps saying, you don't want that cousin or whoever or friend to give them their first and hopefully not last lesson in firearms, and making the distinction between gun safety and here's how you take down any firearm. It's two separate things, and they're both important. But I think, this is my opinion, I'm one person, the safety part and not trying to scare the hell out of the kids to say, no, you don't need a gun, no, don't mess with a gun. I think that's something that as early as they can comprehend, we need to make them familiar with, you know, this is a gun, you know, don't play with it. You know, if a friend, you know, got a gun, like you said, get help, call the cops, whatever. Because my answer to the question, as soon as possible. I'm not saying necessarily, you know, put them on the range and give them a rifle or whatever that, but as soon as possible, have that conversation about safety.
Let your games, what up?
Then if you want to, you know, do the training, and I'd say this, don't let the fact you don't have any, quote, formal training stop you from having that conversation. You cannot have any formal training and have the wisdom to know, hey, this thing is dangerous, and however you feel comfortable talking to, you know, your minor children, you know. That's just me.
No, so on back to the training though. For you, like the new gun owners or whatever, Black Poindexter, do me a favor.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell people, especially these new gun owners, when we talk about the 4 main rules of gun safety?
Treat every weapon.
Somebody that don't know the 4 main.
Treat every weapon as if it's loaded, even if it's a toy gun. Treat it as if it's loaded. Keep that gun pointed in a safe direction at all times. Keep your finger off of the trigger at all times, and make sure when you point that weapon downrange, you identify your target, what's in front of it, and what's behind it. Make sure you have a clear line of sight. Those are the ultimate rules you always follow. You never stray from those rules, because if you keep at least one of those, you'll never have an accidental discharge. So you have to violate all 4 of those rules for something to go wrong.
For something to go wrong. At least one has to be in place, and none of them will fall.
And so just follow those and drill them in. The other thing I want to say along with that is we have to teach, and I teach everybody I teach how to shoot, that having a weapon is a huge responsibility. You have to accept that responsibility of owning it and using it, and don't joke around with that. If you're not willing to accept that responsibility, don't put it in. Exactly. Don't even look at it. Don't touch it. Don't buy one.
But you got to think about how many of us ignored their responsibility in younger years.
And everybody I'm with, I peep and see if they really are internalizing that. I don't want to be around people that don't internalize that, because it's dangerous for themselves, me, and everybody else around them. So my circle of people, I make sure they have that internalized. It's a huge responsibility.
It's too easy to buy firearms the wrong way, so it's real easy for kids to get their hands on them. In my first gun, and statute of limitations, I was 17. I paid 3 ounces of weed for it. So
responsibility wise, one of the cooler things that I was able to do with my son is give him a responsibility aside from knowing the 4 rules, and aside from knowing marksmanship and holding the gun, gripping the gun. Your responsibility every time we come home from the range. What is it? What do you have to do to each gun when we come home?
Take the mag out, check it, and then
clean them.
Yes. Well,
So
we clean them like once a month
together, but either way.
He said we clean them once a month.
So he has a responsibility. So he's more involved than us just making it a fear. You know what I'm saying? It's a comfort level to have him understand now. He might be a little past where some kids might be, but he understands now how these operate, what part goes where to make it, to make it a tool. And I think that part gives him, for one, it gets him more involved, and for two, it makes it less interesting, believe it or not. And it sounds ass backwards, but now he knows, and he's like, I really don't. You show kids something a couple times, they might like it, and they're like,
it takes out
that mystery is gone. Last time we went to the range Saturday or so, he wanted to sit in the car and play his game. He's like, all right, I'll be in the car, while you guys shoot guns.
No, it's not because
it's like a screwdriver or a hammer. That's just another hammer.
Made a comment about have you dealt with dangerous people at the gun range? And she's talking about Yoki's video.
Oh, when the dude with the AK-47 couldn't hit nothing.
Yeah, I deal with stuff like that all the time. And just 2 weeks ago, we had a kid. He came out there. It was him, his brother, and I think his dad. He was 20, I believe. First time he'd ever touched a gun, and I almost shot his head off right there in our range. But the one thing he wasn't practicing is on safety rules.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? That right there would have probably made him have a lot more of a better experience, because he basically was firing the gun. He thought it was empty, and instead of doing a press check or something to see if there was something in there or dropping the mag, anything, his first reaction was bang, 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 gun went click. He's like, oh, he does this and had his finger on the trigger and pulled the trigger and it fired.
What?
So he pulled a Alec Baldwin, basically what you're telling me.
No, that wasn't Alec Baldwin. He
almost shot himself.
Yeah, he almost shot himself in the head.
Dang.
He went to look at the gun and squared the trigger.
Oh, he looked down. Oh, he don't look down no barrel.
Oh, so you say he actually looked down the barrel of a gun?
He turned it like this. He was fixing to look at it, and he just happened to pull the trigger, and it went off like right here. It was like right here from his face.
Dang.
But that's what I'm saying. Who's going to know anything about a light primer strike or a characteristic of that firearm? All they know is it looks cool, or it was cheap, or they saw it on whatever TV show or movie.
Understandable. But the basic joint you're going to know is never look down the barrel of a gun.
Never look down the barrel. Never.
That's common sense. That's not even a...
Never.
We don't even got to get into ballistics. We ain't got to light primer strikes. We ain't got to get into...
None of that. You just got to barrel.
None of that. Basic joint is, this is right here is the business end of the gun. You don't do this.
I think one of the main things that's crazy about it is that's going to take that generation straight through, which means he didn't have formal training.
Nope.
He didn't progress to have it, which means anything under him in his household, it's going to be a continuous cycle. You know what I'm saying? So that's the toughest part, you know?
I mean, it shook him up pretty bad. He put the gun
I
down.
hope so.
You know, he waited for somebody to come out.
He should have took him up.
Almost killed him.
And then the RSO went and got the firearm from him. And he was like, you know what? I'm good. I'm just gonna go sit down. And he went and sat down for the rest of the day. He didn't shoot no more. He didn't want no parts of it for the rest of the day.
I bet he did.
My thing was,
shell shot.
Truth.
Why didn't Dad make sure that he drilled this stuff into his head?
Yeah.
You know,
Looking down the barrel. I'm surprised that they tell him you never look down the barrel. I'll tell mine in a minute. Don't you ever look down the barrel.
Never look down the barrel.
Yeah, but can I ask a question about the range you were at? Just wondering, every range different. They didn't have the rules on the wall that if you have a situation like that, to lay your firearm down and go get the range officer.
We give you a safety brief before you go out. We go over all the rules and everything. There's an RSO standing out there as well.
People
it happened so fast.
That was 1 year now. He's 20-some years old. He wasn't listening to that bull.
Yeah.
So basically what you're telling me is y'all told him what not to do, and he went out there and did exactly what you told him not to do. Is that safe?
People do it every day, bro. They do it out there. People do it
Hard
every day.
lesson to learn.
We keep
Hard
at least
lesson
3 people off the range every day. But they just flat out, you can look at them when they go out there. You be like, make sure you put your ears on before you go out that door right there. And then
And they
you'll
want
see
to
that, because somebody squares off an AR. You should have put your damn eyes and ears on, like I just told your ass before you walked out the door. You dumbass.
Hey man, this is a super awesome conversation. But I got something I got to do. In the last segment of this live. Right. So Thursday night, every Thursday, I've been doing this for a while. I got to get back on it, where I allow any YouTubers to have a channel that would like to shout their channel out or tell people why they should follow them or subscribe to their channel. I'll do that now. I will post that link and allow people to come in. Say Fool Lonzo, what up? Treka, what's good?
Treka.
How you doing?
Treka, Ben.
Yes, Treka.
She said middle.
Well, I'm gonna plug my YouTube channel and I'm getting up out of here. Everybody follow me at Tactical Skiing and Defense channel.
Yes, sir, bro.
Hey, bro. Hey, wait, bro. It wasn't your turn, man.
What?
I tell you when to go. If I didn't say go, man. You just start blurting out stuff. Why do you always do that to me, man? No, for real. Hey, y'all go subscribe to my boy channel, man. Tactical Skiing and Defense, man.
All right, I'm out of here. Let somebody else get in here. All right, y'all be good.
I'm gonna plug my channel. All right, man. I'm gonna plug my channel. Gun the Hookah, you already know, but my other channel is Shisha Shenanigans with TK and Dre. That one is not firearms related per se. It's more life lessons, more talk, serious conversations. For those who have seen it, we talked about ownership, we talked about mental health, we talk about stress relief, just life lessons that we talk about on that one. So check out Shisha Shenanigans and
Gun the Hookah.
Yep. Gun and hookahs, everybody knows, and everybody knows gun and hookah. Well, you should know gun and hookah. If you don't,
everybody know gun and hookah. Go put your own string there, why don't you?
Dude, I don't bogart almost everybody's live. They probably, if anything, they probably like, who
Ain't no almost hookah. You done bogarted everybody's live.
Everybody.
Like, who the hell is this annoying guy gun and a hookah?
Oh yeah, hookah been Hollywood, man. That's Hollywood hookah.
I mean, bogart lives, like, and say, "Ooh, a live. Can I get on? I like talking."
You post your link, hookah is in there, boy. You don't.
Oh, I'm in there.
Put that link up. You don't want him to come in.
Nope, I'm gonna come and have a conversation. I just like
Kareem.
Kareem,
what's up?
You asleep?
No, I was just listening. I was just listening. That's all. I was just listening.
Hey, you got a channel you want to promote, Kareem?
Yeah, Santee TV out in Texas.
Oh man! Oh man! Oh.
Kareem, play with my emotions. Man, that was funny though.
It was honest too. It was honest. I swear to God, he meant nothing by it.
At all. Kareem went to sleep, but I done woke him up. That's all right. I just Gershon his ass though.
You know you done fucked up.
All right. Back on the serious note. Black Point, that's anything you want to say to the people, man?
I can't say nothing after that, man. That's...
Oh man, welcome to the greatest live on YouTube, y'all. Is there anybody? Let me post this link. Anybody want to come in besides Kareem?
2A in LA, you still in there? You need to get on.
Kareem gonna just throw a hand grenade in here.
Always. Right,
we had to kick Kareem out, man, because he know better.
Oh man!
Oh shit!
And I don't even do that. You know what? Listen,
he didn't stutter.
On that funny note, I really ain't that dude. Like I don't be like, don't do that in here. Though. So I don't be on that. But that was trolling right there. That was trolling.
Okay, you know what? He been in my A for a while, so he may not know.
No, Kareem knows.
He said Kareem.
Yeah, that was too.
That shit
precise. Yeah.
Kareem, no, but that's all right, Kareem. Shout out to you, brother.
That was funny.
You lined that up perfect. That was a mile shot.
Oh, yeah, that was he straight lobbed. He definitely lobbed the heat round.
He might have got paid to do that.
But before I get kicked out, Big Dre 357.
Yes, sir.
Come holla at me.
Big Drizzle 357.
I'm
man.
back, dog. I'm back.
Big Dre said he back in the building. He coming back with more content for y'all.
Welcome back, brother.
Big Dre.
Welcome back, man.
Yeah, man.
Y'all check me out, man.
But I'm about to go ahead. I'm about to kick you out too, Big Dre, so we can let some people start coming in, man.
I can go ahead and drop
hang up on me before I hang up on you, my man.
Y'all check out My Fly Family when you get the opportunity, man. We do a lot of fun things over there. We just dropped a Hot Wing Challenge video at the range. I don't think anybody's ever done nothing like the way we did it. Some funny questions.
Hot Wing Challenge at the range.
Yep.
Dope.
So you had to eat and shoot?
You had to eat. All right, so here's the rules, and you can watch it whenever you get time.
All right.
Question goes out. Mm-hmm. I'll take one question. Martin, on the show, Martin was a radio personality. He worked at what radio station? I know, right? Tough one. WZUP. Yep, exactly. So if you get it right, you go to the next question. If you get it wrong, you have to shoot for a drink and you're going to eat the wing. Here's the thing. If you make the shot, it's at 25 yards on a steel target. You make the shot, you get a drink with your wing. If you miss the shot, you got to dip your wing in the extra sauce.
Oh,
and then you can't. Yeah. Yep. And then once that wing, that sauce starts to heat up on you, 2 or 3 questions in, you ain't hitting nothing.
You can't see.
Your mind is shot. Yo, it's fun. It's so much fun. But yeah, check that out on our channel. My Fly Family, Instagram, myflyfamily_TV. And see the little man shoot. He's shooting, having fun out there and doing his thing. The wife is doing the same. Come check us out. Big shout out. Mamba Tactical commercial. If anybody goes to my channel, go ahead and rip the Mamba Tactical commercial. Post it in your videos at the beginning, at the end, in the middle, whatever. And shout out to Carbon Q because she's doing her thing as I see in the chat. We appreciate you, girl.
Love you, Carbon Q.
Shout out Carbon Q, hardest working woman on YouTube.
You knew it.
Without a question. Okay, my fly family, man. Y'all go check my boy Billy out, man. He dope.
Yes, sir.
He got a dope family, man. He a dope brother, man. Appreciate you, man.
Yes, all day, all day. I'm gonna jump in the chat.
Yeah,
I appreciate
hang up on me before I hang up on you.
All right. Peace.
Yes, sir.
My man.
Black Point Dexter, you always welcome to stay as long as you want, man. You don't never go. I kick everybody out, but I can't kick my man out.
I appreciate it, man. I need to see some friendly faces, some happy faces. So it feels good.
So anybody else, man, I'm gonna post this link again. If you guys want to come in here, shout out your YouTube channel. It's Thursday night. That's what we do.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying? This is how we bridge the community, man. Well, we let people get to see new content and new channels. So thank you, Del Ray, for that. Anybody else, man? Don't be scared, y'all. I'm a nice guy, man.
Traker, come on, Traker.
Traker, I'll try to book Traker for 9 months. She Hollywood now, Hookah.
Miss Traker, don't leave us.
Yo, my big skinny homie. What's up, boy?
Hey, what up?
I'm being toothpick. What's happening?
Miss Traker.
Nah, man, I figured I'd come in here and shout out my own channel. I never do, so you know. It's your man, Big Zach, fat guy with guns.
Fat guy with guns.
I don't drop a lot of content. Y'all. I don't drop a lot of content, but you know.
You need to start dropping a lot of content. You're gonna tell people to go to the channel, man. I don't know why I'm talking. I need to start dropping some more content.
I got something coming this weekend. I
just dropped Lil Smokey yesterday, man.
Where did you get that from, Hookah?
Steve, you didn't know the day was Thursday?
You want one of those?
Yeah.
I'll hook you up. I'll get one.
I want one of those.
All right.
Kareem, I see your comment, man. Do you know that nobody talks about the 85 Bears anymore?
85 was a long time ago, man.
Yeah, man. We don't talk about nothing in the past, brother. We just let it go and keep it moving. I ain't gonna even tell you, Kareem. I almost told Kareem something, but I ain't gonna even tell him.
Funny.
She said rough week fighting with attorneys. She don't even know what day. Why Siege don't know what day of the week it is? Do you have?
I don't know what day of the week.
You don't know either. You or Siege don't know what day of the week.
2 weeks has been for me.
That's a good joint right there, man. That Del Ray just said, man. We probably you should do a crypto joint, man. That'd be kind of cool.
Oh yeah.
Let's talk crypto tomorrow, man. Donation Friday. That'll be the time to talk about it.
I'm with it. Shoot, Sheba.
I love Sheba.
If y'all don't know what Sheba is, you better get to know that chick. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Sheba's my new side chick. I love Sheba.
I got a whole bunch of those babies. Shout out to Sheba.
Hey, Big Zo, what's wrong with you, man? Somebody blocked Big Zo. He said something about the Bears, and I don't like it. Hey, but look, so that's what we'll do. That's a dope topic for tomorrow, man. This some financial literacy.
Don't be scared. And don't be
Please
scared.
don't take nothing that we say tomorrow.
Nope.
You know, take it with a grain of salt.
Man,
but if I'm y'all, while it's still under a penny right now, don't say I didn't tell you. All right.
Matter of fact, I'm probably gonna buy 50 million more. Bump it.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Don't say I didn't tell you.
Shit.
Go and get you some shit. Hey, what's up, Traker? You know I want to cuss at you so bad, but I'm not. I'm gonna be real professional.
You muted,
Traker. I hear you. You're muted. Unmute yourself. We'll wait. Look, somebody somebody put what is it? Somebody she left us. Somebody put it in here. Hold on. That's what we need to be seeing right there.
Yeah, Kuma is a good one. I'm looking at some of the safe coins as well.
Let's try this again. Hi, Traker. Still can't hear you. Are you muted? Are you allowing the program to use your phone's microphone? Yeah, you muted, Draco. We can't hear you. We see you, but we can't hear you. Everybody putting Traker, you are muted. We can't hear you, Traker. Either that or we done all went deaf.
That would be terrible.
Traker got to figure out a microphone situation.
Not if you can hear us, Traker. Okay.
She
You can hear us, but we can't hear you. Well, just wave hi to everybody. Because maybe you was finna say something you ain't had no business saying, so that's why your mic won't work.
The Lord God.
Yeah. Everything happened for a reason.
Hey, Miss Traker.
Skillionaire, you type Traker, you muted one more time. One more time, we're gonna block you.
We're gonna do a she left again. Miss Traker.
Hey Hookah, Traker will not be on your show until she comes on here.
No, I'm saying if I get a Shisha live session, you want to come?
I don't know, but I booked her like a month ago, and we ain't did it yet.
If I got her on my joint, but if I got her, man, you got her. Like, hey, come on through, man, and we can stream it on your joint.
You officially the man, because I literally booked her. If you get her before me, you the man.
But I'm gonna bring you on too, man, and we can stream it on your joint, so you got it too. We both
Skillionaire type Traker, you are muted 9 times, man.
You know what I'm saying? We gonna share this, man. If I get her, you got her. You dig what I'm saying? As far as
Hookah, I'm gonna need you to correct what you just said.
I mean,
so fast on this channel, boy. If you don't hurry up, you get me bad.
If I could get Traker to agree to do a hookah live session where I talk about I could do a live how we do the hookah. You could also stream it on your page as well, and we, and then
you got hookah stuttering.
Hookah almost messed that all up.
I quit.
Really bad.
Let's go ahead.
I am not.
The more I talk, the more foot is going into my mouth.
Yeah, it just gets worse.
Just disregard everything I just said from the time I said if I got it.
Anybody else got a YouTube channel that they like to
beat up by her? I'm not getting beat up by nobody.
Hey, tap in. Who else? I'm gonna holler at my boy Clip Capone too, because he be going hard on that.
You gotta get T Electric, dude.
Oh no, I ain't talking about guests I need. I talk to T Electric all the time on the phone, man. So we'll see when that's gonna happen. But I'm talking about the coins tomorrow. The crypto stuff. And I'm talking about some guys who heavy, and any of you guys out there that's heavy on the crypto, Delray, for sure.
Oh yeah.
Let's give some people some information, man. Because I know I told a few people about Shibcoin early, and they've been able to make some money on it.
How long you been in? How long did you get up? When did you get up on Shib?
Oh man, my boy put me up on it. My boy Clip Capone Ammo, he on YouTube. Y'all can check him out. But he put me up on it about 2.5, 3 months ago. I had it for a while. I'm talking about when I bought it. $50 was probably a lot of millions of coins. I know, like today, $50 only get you like a few 100,000 or whatever.
Yeah. I got it was like
700,000 right now. Get you about 700,000.
Yeah, we'll get you $50 like 700,000 coins.
Yeah, something like that right now.
It's 653 right now. 654.
$50 was like 15 million coins at one time.
Poindexter, you got some.
I have that one. I have several of them because we have a Shiba Inu dog. So anything Shiba Inu, I put some money into it. So, and right now it's in my buy range. That 65 is in my buy range. So I'm going to buy a little bit more.
Yeah, I'm definitely buying more.
So buy now, tap in and here now. We're not gonna go crazy right now because we're gonna, we creeping up on our time. But tomorrow night we do Donation Friday, and we'll talk about, what to buy, when to buy.
If you spend $50 tonight, you're gonna get about 750,000 coins.
Yeah.
How many?
About 750,000 at the price it is right now.
Yeah,
so look, y'all,
for $50.
Yeah.
Okay.
Donation Friday tomorrow. We got a Vortex UH1 So we're gonna do donations tomorrow. It'll be $20. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. That's crazy. Spots are gonna go super fast. Y'all can start cash apping whenever you want between now and tomorrow. So Vortex VH1, and I'm also gonna do a second one, but I'll talk about what it is later. It will include a stun gun though. So we'll talk about that more tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll definitely get into crypto tomorrow for sure, man.
Oh, it's gonna be dope. That'll be a great conversation, man.
If you don't have at least 1 billion coins, get on it.
Okay, Norwood, just hit me up, man. Just email me. Shout out Big Fish Little Boat. He done damn near told it in the chat tonight, but he's donating a Geisley trigger, man.
Oh,
so we're gonna do a Geisley trigger giveaway coming up. We also got this is just some of the giveaways I'm gonna have coming up. The Geisley trigger, the Hollow Sun Ames, that new one, the new Hollow Sun, the Ames optic, 500 rounds of 7.62. We got coming up. Man, few things, and then we do a firearm once a month. So we'll get into that.
Speaking of firearms, my SAR will be here in a week.
Oh, Dookie.
And I've also got a Tisa Zagana F.
A Tisa Zagana. What is that?
It's a 9mm. It's a hammer fire, single action, double action.
Expensive.
It's a Turkish gun, aluminum frame.
So I started my girls out at 5 and my grandson out at 5 as well. Wow, that's dope.
Tisas makes some good pistols.
Yeah, I want to get 1911. I think I'm gonna get one of those tomorrow.
Danica, we gonna
yeah, they're really
people
good.
use a lot of different apps. I don't know what everybody uses, but we'll talk about that tomorrow.
Yeah, man. And you get different cold wallets. Someone said about cold wallets. I have a hot wallet as well.
Zach said he already in. Zach, he already in on that Vortex.
Oh, he already dropped.
He put in already.
He already in on the Vortex.
How much is it, man?
It's $20. It's gonna be the donation tomorrow. You never. I want y'all to understand for you guys that don't know. The UH1 is very comparable to a EOTech.
That's nice. It's nice.
It's a $500+ optic. So, somebody will be getting this for,
I just dropped
awesome donation.
2 spots, 2 of them.
Yeah, I'm winning that.
You better believe I'm gonna be
Big Zote Coinbase. So tomorrow, listen, man. Hey, Delray, make some time tomorrow, bro. Oh, I'm gonna be mad at you, man. Make some time tomorrow. I'll call you tomorrow during the day because I need some of your crypto, talk. Poindexter, I need you. Because you guys, whoever's doing this, man, so we can kind of, enlighten the people. And I'm gonna be enlightened as well, because if we can find some more early coins,
look, I'm gonna tell you right now,
a penny, we jump in. Now's the time.
2 joints, man. 2 joints right now. Safe Moon, Safe Space. Get those coins right.
Safe Moon, Safe Space.
Right now, get those coins. Right now, they're on a projectile. They're on a projection of reaching a penny in about 3 to 5 years, or 5 to 8 years. Excuse me. That they'll reach a penny. Those 2.
Huh.
And right now, I'm currently sitting between the 2. I'm sitting on about 250 billion coins. Get as many as you need.
250 billion.
Yeah.
So I was just reading this article, something called Plutonian or whatever, and they're talking about Elon Musk expects Shibu to hit $1.20 by the end of October.
Man, if he does that, I'm sure you.
If he hit $1.20 by the end of October, that's it. Life has changed.
Dude,
I don't even want to talk about it.
Yes.
$1.20, boy.
Elon, I don't like that joker, but let him be right.
Yes, but please let him be right.
Let him be right.
Call me Lido Gates.
Exactly.
Call me Lido Buffett.
You can call me Zach Musk.
Man.
I'm Zach Musk. I don't care.
You can call me Gun in the Hookah with a lot of money. Hop on those 2 joints, man. Well, we'll get more into detail with that. When I got the Shiba coin, I just got addicted and just bought. And you could buy it so cheap, man. For the price of beer money, or you could become a cryptocurrency billionaire.
Yep.
I'm gonna get on the line. My boy Tap In, man. He be on this stuff too.
I'm telling you, if I'd have jumped on Bitcoin when it was like back in 12 years ago, it was less than a penny.
My friend told me to get in on that years ago. I didn't.
Years ago.
Hey, Ramsey J, you might be right, man. You know what? Because I feel like in my heart, bro, it is very difficult for me to be somebody different. But money changed people. So it might change me. I don't know. I ain't never had that
The
money.
more money you got, the more stuff you're going to put on layaway. Usually people got
That's
more.
what he said.
States,
He said, I'm going to still use layaway. I probably will, man.
That much money, I'm not using any layaway. I won't have to have any patience. I'm going to get whatever the hell I want. I don't
He said I would be $2 and some change. See, $2 already got the bag, y'all. He don't need that. He don't need no measly couple $1 million. That ain't nothing to him.
Dude, Elon Musk, please be right.
Yes, please be right.
Oh, by the end of October. Ain't the end of October tomorrow?
Yes.
You
telling me I'm gonna be rich this weekend?
Yes.
Yo, look, I tell you
we
what.
We gonna be rich this weekend.
Look, if Elon Musk's joint come true November 1st, I would be giving a whole bunch of middle fingers to a whole bunch of people.
Yes.
Who can you go give me a middle finger to?
You ain't one of the people get a middle finger to.
I wouldn't even care because I'm gonna be rich too. I just get back to you.
Put it on layaway.
That's what we own. Let's go.
No, I'm not. No, to people I work with, and I'll be people that gave me a hard time over the years. I just go to their face and throw a dollar on their
going around saying fuck you a whole lot, all like just
all night. I'm gonna have that's that money I'm gonna have. I had that fuck you money.
Oh damn, that's funny, man.
Yo, happy birthday, Billy.
My fly family birthday tomorrow, y'all.
Happy birthday.
We're gonna celebrate for bro tomorrow because he might not be in the live. We're gonna make sure we tell him happy birthday. I'm gonna try to remember. Happy birthday now though, because
happy birthday.
Just in case I forget tomorrow.
How old you gonna be, man?
Oh, you're gonna make him put his business in the street. What if the man 57? 57 is the age you don't want to tell nobody right now.
Man,
you know,
look,
it's not old. He just don't want to.
Why y'all talking about me like I'm not here?
Right,
oh damn, my bad.
Right, yeah,
nigga, 57 seem old, man. It's not
I
old.
didn't say it was old. I said, what if he don't want to say he's 57?
Hey, say you 57.
If we all would have bought $1,500 a share in January, we would be worth $1 billion.
That's don't you
wow.
Hindsight's a mug, ain't it?
He's right.
Because it was worth like tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of a penny.
So shit was available in January?
Shit was available
a long time.
Yeah.
So dang, if you would have bought a couple hundred worth of shit in January, you probably have six figures.
It's $1,500 to get you $1 billion. 500 would get you 350 million. 200.
I'll tell you about that guy. He bought 11.5 million like a couple mornings ago, and he made almost $4 million over the past couple of days because of how it's been shooting up.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you,
Elon Musk to make money while you hold him. I'm about to get a crash course from Tap In.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna hit my boy up.
I'm about to copy some more and put it on my cold wallet.
Hey, we got about 8 people that's already in on the Vortex already.
Yes, sir.
Yo, what's good, Damon Edwards, man? We about to get out of here, man. We didn't hit our 2 hours, man. It was another dope live, y'all. Thank y'all, man.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, man. It was dope. It was dope.
Oh, you better
we got to get these kids trained.
Get you some
Shib. There he is.
So that's Shiba.
That's a Chibi. That's a
Shiba.
Get you some.
Shiba Inu.
Yeah.
That's dope.
It looks like the dog on the picture, like the mascot for the coin.
Yeah. I need a thumbnail for tomorrow. We're gonna use Poindexter Dog. That'll be dope. Hey man, I appreciate you brothers, man, that's sitting here with me, that everybody that came through, even Kareem with his crazy ass.
That was
and shout out to everybody in the chat tonight, man. I'll see y'all tomorrow night. Tomorrow night gonna be dope. We're gonna talk crypto, donation Friday. It's gonna be dope. We'll do it again tomorrow, y'all, man. Y'all have a safe day, safe night. I'll see y'all next time.
Peace. Call at me, Trey. Hit me an email.
Don't holler at him, Trey. All right, y'all.
Peace.